Hello and welcome back to the channel. Now apparently there are those who are getting upset because Monique did a very soft rebuke of how some young women leave the house with their pajamas on, their slippers, their bonnets on their heads, just looking like they just got up out of the bed. Looking like, I'm just going to use some of my mom's old terminologies that I thought were kind of funny. Looking like they just broke out of hell. Or she would also say, who did it and why, you know. So that's just some of that old time humor there. But I don't understand why anyone would be upset by that very soft rebuke. She said it as lovingly as she could say it. And for the record, just because I agree with what she said as relates to how some people leave the house, doesn't mean that this is a total endorsement for her as a person. Unfortunately, people get things wrong and twisted. They think that you can't say something nice about a person. Like my husband and I were talking the other day about Oprah Winfrey and how she had a long lost sister. Okay. And this sister could have ran to the tabloids and say, hey y'all, Oprah's my sister. She could have sold her story for $50,000 and that would have been the end of that. But she didn't do that. And Oprah was touched by that. She was touched by the fact that her little sister that didn't even know she was Oprah's sister at first until it was revealed somehow. Oprah didn't know it until it was revealed. Her mom had put her up for adoption a long time ago and Oprah didn't know about her. Anyway, Oprah was touched by the fact that she didn't try to sell the story, that she just, sat in quiet and it's okay, Oprah's my sister. And when she found out, it really touched Oprah's heart and she decided to do some really nice things for her sister. She bought her a $500,000 house. She gives her a monthly allowance. She loves her. She celebrates birthdays with her. She spends time with her and she does things for her little sister. Now, some people think that if you mention that, if you say what a nice thing that was that Oprah did for her sister, that is a total endorsement for Oprah, when it is not. We're talking about that specific thing. And so back to Monique. For those who think that what she said doesn't deserve an applause because you don't agree with everything about her and her life, it doesn't nullify what she said. Just because you don't agree with her and her lifestyle or things that she has said in the past or done in the past. As it relates to this particular thing, she is absolutely right. You should be very mindful of how you leave the house. Don't look like you just broke out of hell, as my mom used to say. And for you to get upset, that shows you very clearly how this culture today is just messed up. You can't say anything to them. Even if you say it with the utmost love and respect and kindness and gentleness, they don't want to hear it. Young people today don't want to hear, not just young people, people period. They don't like rebuke, even if it's given in a loving way. Don't like rebuke. They want soft words or no words at all. Many years ago, I shared a story of a sister that she had told us that she saw a young woman who looked to be about 15 or 16 years old. The young woman was pregnant, teen mother. She saw this young woman drinking a beer. And so she said to her, you know what, young lady, because you're pregnant, it may not be a good idea for you to drink. If I'm not mistaken, she may have been drinking some other things as well. And that wasn't the first time she saw her. And so anyway, she said something to the young lady and the young woman just went off like an atomic bomb, cussing her out all in her face, telling her to mind her own cotton picking business. With a few choice words, of course. Screaming to the top of her lungs. So the woman proceeded to say, well, I won't have anything else to say to these young women anymore. But see, this is the generation that we are talking about, the generation that the scripture speaks about, an unruly generation who have no respect for their elders or for anyone, no respect for authority. But yet they demand respect. They demand that you respect their choices, even though their choices go against everything that is right. And so this is why you will get a response from some. Of course, you have many who applauded what Monique said and agreed with what she said. But even if you have just a handful who say that she should mind her own business, or that's not her place, or she needs to be quiet, or whatever, that's too many. No one should have been offended by that. That was nothing to take offense to. That was very, very good advice coming from someone that you refer to as auntie. If you refer to someone as mama or Ima or auntie, that shows a sign of respect. So you should respect what they say as well. Although I'm pretty sure that not the ones who refer to her as mama or auntie are the ones who are bickering about this. I'm pretty sure it's not them. It couldn't be, could it? I appreciate those of you who refer to me as your Ima or your auntie. Some of you call me Mama Deborah. I appreciate that and I love you for it. But there has always got to be mutual respect, because many of us, especially those of us who are older, when we say that we love you, we mean that, and we want the best for you. And to give you that bit of advice, it's not meant for you to chew it up and spit it out. It's meant for you to apply it to your life and make it work, because it's good advice. There is so much more good advice that can be given. But young people just got to let it ride. You got to take that advice and understand that we don't give this advice out because we hate you. We give it out because we love you. We want you to do the best and be the best, but you've got to do your part too. You've got to do your part. Young people out here sassing and being disrespectful and all of this, it leads to nowhere. It makes it so no one will want to deal with you. That no one will want to stick their necks out for you. And it actually makes it bad for others. Because you will have people assume that all young people are like this, although they shouldn't. It happens sometimes. It happens sometimes when people feel like, well, you know what, I just don't want to get involved. I'm not going to say anything because these young people today have no respect. I mean, it's sad to say that on a large scale, that's just true across the board for young and old. People have no respect. People in general just seem to lose all respect. This is why the scripture says, because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. This is what is happening. The love of many is waxing cold. And this is why there's a lack of respect, a lack of trust, a lack of love. Because the love of many is waxing cold. People don't care about others. And so when someone takes the time out to give you a good message, a good solid message about presenting yourself properly to the world, don't take offense to it. That was good, solid advice. Take it or leave it. But by all means, don't prove people right that you have no type of honor by publicly complaining about something so simple. Something so simple. Don't complain about it. If you don't like it, just be quiet on the back end, on the front end, and just keep it to yourself. Because it just shows more and more. It shows more and more how this generation is faltering and falling fast because they can't accept instruction or advice. Anyway, I am done with this video. I want to know what you all think about Monique's statement in the comments below. Was it a good statement? Was it a true statement? Was it sound advice? Or should she have minded her own business Tell me what you think in the comment section below. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, share and like this video. And with that, I'm done. Be sure to ring the bell to be notified of new uploads on this channel, and also comment, share, like, and subscribe.